I'm going to be so happy when I don't see you later this week
I know. I'm sorry.
because I'm going to be exactly right here, right there.
Brad, drowned yourself.
To be honest, that's not a terrible way to go out. Right here.
Sometimes I stand there and think about it.
Just how many air bubbles would escape? That's the
Yeah.
one, two,
Bloop.
three. Did you have a good holiday weekend there, Paul?
I did. I had a very good weekend.
Good, good. Because we're going to kick it off here by talking about something that you probably didn't think was going to come up. Paul, I would like to point out that the great state of Ohio, in its basketball glory, has beaten the Boston Celtics, and and more specifically, LeBron James has beaten the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, so I don't really care. But I will say, as a fan of basketball, that neither one of those teams deserves to go to the finals. And that game 7, was one of the worst basketball games I have ever seen in my life.
It was pretty
I
boring.
think, yeah, the score was like 60 something to 50 something after 3 quarters. Like it was just, actually, if it wasn't for Houston last night, the most terrible string of missed 3-pointers probably in NBA history. And then those idiots showed up and threw up a turret ball. I think they went like 1 for infinity in the second half.
From the 3-point line.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
They built a bigger house of bricks than the current house I am standing in, or I should say sitting in.
It's a weird thing about the NBA. I think I said this on Windows Weekly last week, actually. But, the way the league has evolved is that the entire world is looking forward to a rematch between two third-tier cities at best. Like it's not like Lakers Celtics or Bulls. I don't know who they played anyway. Whoever the Bulls beat. Miami Spurs, kind of a big thing. Cleveland and Golden State, wherever they're from, somewhere that's not quite the San Francisco Bay Area, but sort of is. Oakland something, I don't know.
The only thing I can say is that when LeBron does leave Cleveland, which everyone is assuming will happen next year, the GDP of that city will drop by about 20%.
Yeah, he is almost indisputably the greatest basketball player of all time. The only thing that diminishes it, the only thing, is just the quality of the league today. That's not his fault.
Yeah.
He is a superhuman. I mean, a lot of people are acting like his Game 7 performance was like the defining moment of his career. I would just say that it came at the hands of a team that plays about as well as Dedham High School does. I that's the only asterisk. But the quality of the league has obviously declined over the years. But he's a superhuman talent. I've never seen anything like that, and I've seen Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, and I there's just nothing like him.
The fact that they're going, or he specifically is going to the NBA Finals 8 years in a row on 2 different teams is just he's not
by the way,
human.
That's right. So to put that in perspective, Tom Brady has this incredible run in the NFL where, I think they've gone 5 for 8 or something over whatever it is, 12 years now or more than 12. I don't know how many years, but it kind of works out to like 1 appearance in the Super Bowl every other year over that span, and that is super impressive.
Yep.
8 years in a row? Seriously? I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
The Celtics, obviously in the 60s, I believe, went to the NBA Finals as a team, probably 8 years in a row, maybe. But for him as a human, like as a single person to kind of do that and to be the reason it happened, right? Which I think is the impressive bit. It's incredible.
It's what's going to be funny, and not even funny. It's going to be a huge thing when one year he inevitably will not make it to the finals, and that will be just this like black mark on his career. When really, it's actually phenomenal that is.
He brought this team to the finals. Yeah, this team is they're no good. They are no good.
There is no team. There are LeBron and people who pass the ball to LeBron. That's
it's like Love's going to be out for Game 7. It's like who? Tall white guy? Who cares? Like
the other guy have 2 arms and 2
the guy who played Superman in Justice League isn't going to play. Nobody cares. I don't know.
Anyways, it's not often that I get to say that Ohio beat the New England teams, so I figured I would.
Well, like I said, I mean, the Celtics going to the finals this year would have been a horrible injustice, and would have been a humiliating defeat. Like just just would have been the worst finals performance of all time. So this at least is kind of interesting from a drama perspective.
Yep. Anyways, moving on back to things that are more relevant. Over the weekend, it became apparent that Microsoft was going to update To Do again, and I just did a little poking around. It actually came from information I found at Build. I don't know if I've mentioned it here or not or whatever. Marcus Ashe is now running To Do. And so I wrote that up this weekend, and I pinged him on Twitter, and he's like, hey, yeah, actually, Brad, we got a lot of catching up to do, because I am doing that. And he's working with some other people as well, but you might remember him from the Cortana days, but he is now running that, which is probably why it's getting updated again. So
I just hope that his success with To Do is as good as his success with Cortana.
Wow.
No, I'm sure it can only be better.
Yep. No, he's pretty good. He got hamstringed in some stuff in Cortana, mostly by the fact that there was nobody else really pushing it at the company.
Yeah.
Which is somewhat of a
mostly
problem.
by the fact that everyone he talked to there said, Cortana, what now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then other updates, Paul. Xbox 360 got what is this, like Windows XP getting an update this week too?
Yeah, right. I almost made a Zune joke when I wrote that article. It's nothing. It's not even to address a vulnerability of any kind. It's literally just minor fixes and nothing. And first time in I think it's 26 months. They've updated this thing. Literally 2 years ago, April I think it was. They announced they were halting manufacturing of this console. Right.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, the only thing you have to look forward to if you use a 360 is a slightly longer boot time the next time you turn it on. It's just. That's it. Yep.
Speaking of turning on, my air conditioning just turned on because it is quite possibly 9 million degrees outside and about 7,000% humidity.
Yeah, I don't know. I assume you had something like this, but Saturday in Boston was 93 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday in Boston was 55 degrees, maybe.
Oh, we were definitely not that violent of a swing.
Yeah, like a 40-something degree temperature change.
It's good. It's healthy.
Yeah.
It's healthy.
All the trees died. It snowed. It was fun.
Do you miss it, Paul?
No. It's gonna be. Well, it's not gonna be beautiful. It's gonna rain a lot, I guess, but it's gonna be warm this week, so I'm good. I'm glad. I'm really happy with where we are temperature wise.
Yeah, tropical. I think it was a tropical storm where Alberto or something came passing through the Gulf Shores, which live shot or maybe not, but whatever is this region right here, and yeah, it's bringing some rains. I was gonna try to golf tomorrow, but it might be raining, and that's gonna be very, very sad. Very sad.
Sorry. Did you get golfing in over the weekend, or is this not?
I went to the driving range, but it was just too damn hot. Like, I love golf, but I don't really love golfing in the Sahara. So
yeah.
If I can get out early, I'll go out and swing the club or whatever. But it was stupidly hot. So there's not going to be any golf down in Florida either, which is going to make me sad. But
that's too bad.
Yeah, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. Other things that are not going to be all right, Paul. So I've officially given up on the Surface 3 as being a video playback device.
Yeah. Can I guess that it was the performance?
Yeah. This is going to come as a shocker, but iTunes ran
It's
a
terrible.
lot like the Boston Celtics after LeBron. It's pretty bad.
Yikes. So I didn't think of this at the time, and I don't think it would make too much of a difference. But much of your iTunes catalog is available through Movies Anywhere. If you link the two accounts, it's probably depending on which companies you're getting movies from. It might be like something like 2/3 of the content you own, maybe something like that. Actually, I'm not even sure if they have a client on Windows. They probably don't. You'd probably have to stream it from the web, so that's a terrible solution. Yeah. Anyway, you should snap that thing in half and throw it away. It's terrible.
Yeah, I honestly probably should. Actually, so what I'm doing now is I just ordered a case from Amazon. I have a Surface Pro 3, and that should be more than sufficient. Although I just like the thing with the Surface 3 is if my kid did snap it in half, I didn't care.
Surface Pro 3 is probably getting there. Honestly, she's going to have to wear headphones, otherwise she won't be able to hear the content over the fan noise. Surface Pro 3.
I didn't even think about headphones. Actually, she would need it with the iPad anyways. Because if I have to listen to Trolls the movie 17 times on the way to Destin. We will
Listen, we could get through this drive in a civil fashion, or we could have a kind of a murder-suicide situation on our hands. It's headphones or not. It's up to you.
Nobody's judging. Nobody's judging.
Yep.
Interesting. I didn't even think about that.
Yep. Yeah, you're gonna want to do that.
Yeah. Speaking of things you don't want to do, PUBG, or I should say Bluehole, I think it's South Korean company now, is suing Fortnite for copyright infringement of some sort because why make your game better when you can just sue the competition?
I mean, I don't know enough about this because to me these games are very similar. I know that Fortnite adds some kind of a building thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Minecraft without any of the intelligence. It was. Is it fair to say that PUBG was literally the first game of this kind? I mean, I
don't know if it is.
Yeah, I don't think it is either.
I want to, and I might be completely off base, but I thought there was a game called like Arma 2 that was similar-ish. But
I don't know.
I don't think you can patent just the idea of 100 people on a map fighting. I mean, that seems way too broad.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I guess, Apple sued over rounded rectangles on a smartphone. I don't know. I mean,
True.
It is. There's no doubt that Fortnite would not exist if it weren't for PUBG. I mean,
I do agree with that.
I don't know if that warrants a lawsuit, but yeah.
Yeah. The funny thing is PUBG is in terrible shape right now. I played it again last night with friends, and we all said if there was another game that was a battle royale, first-person shooter, military style, not Fortnite's cartoon style, we would all switch in a minute because it's terrible what they've done.
And you're talking about the Xbox specifically, or also on
just
the PC?
Xbox specifically, like the frame rates, the game crashing. Yeah. I had to shoot the driver of the van a couple times last night because his game crashed, and I didn't want him to crash the vehicle, so I had to kill him.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't think they're ever going to get this right. I really don't. I know I haven't looked at on the PC in forever, but my son used to complain about this all the time. I mean, even on the PC, the game is somewhat experimental, right? Like they're kind of working on it in real time, but it's always had performance issues. And when you hear about them porting it to the Xbox, you're like, this is never going to run correctly unless they make it look terrible, right? And
which they've
it looks okay. Yeah, right. I mean, it doesn't look as good as it does on the PC for sure, but you kind of need to have Fortnite type graphics, I think, for something like that to run effectively. So on the console, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yep. And so it is the Tuesday after a holiday. Paul, you got anything else for today?
So just a question about the schedule, since this impacts everyone. You are leaving. You're gone out of the office, so to speak. What, Thursday and Friday?
Yep. Yeah, Thursday, Friday is not happening.
Okay. So tomorrow's it.
Yeah. I was thinking, so poorly timed vacation, although I quite literally can blame my mother for this because she picks the week.
Okay.
Apple's WWDC is on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be a keynote, which I'm probably going to watch that because I'm assuming that's going to be lunchtime because where we'll be at is an hour behind. So it should be at, I think, 12 o'clock if they stick to their normal schedule, I think. At 10 o'clock, hopefully.
And that's okay. Yep.
Whatever. So maybe the vacation one might be good for Tuesday because we can talk about the Apple stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm around next week, so just let me know.
I got to make sure I can run it all from the Surface Book. That'll be a nice little test of that machine. Actually, well, it's going to be a nice test of the internet where I'm at.
Yes, I was going to say, I think the Surface Book is capable enough. The internet I had at my friend's house was fine, so,
Yep.
Didn't have to use my phone or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, that worked out real well, swimmingly. Just great. Just great, like LeBron.
I want my money back. Oh, wait, I didn't pay for this.
Alrighty, folks. Well, we're going to wrap it up here today. That does it for First Ring Daily. I'm going to go get the oil changed in my car, which is why I'm doing this a little bit earlier for whatever reason. But what I'm really telling you is I'm going to go sit 90 minutes at a dealership for a 15-minute process. And have yourselves a wonderful Tuesday.